Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Ye ca buddha tita ca ye ca buddha anagata pacupanna ca ye buddha aham vandami sabbada. Nati me saranam anyam buddho me saranam varam. Itena satcha vajena hotu me jaya mangalam. Venerable members of Mahasangha, Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Akhilesh Mishra Ji, Director General ICCR, Most Reverend Chief Monk, Bhante Shri Saranankara Nayakathira Ji from Malaysia, Most Venerable Lama Lobsang Ji, Working President of IBC, Venerable Thera from Sri Lanka, General Secretary of very important Nikaya of Sri Lanka, our President Christy Ji from Taiwan, Sri Malaysina Ji, dignitaries, brothers, sisters, and friends in the Dhamma. I take this opportunity and honor to welcome you all today in this August gathering to Arya Bhumi, India, the land of Buddha, the land of Arya Buddha, the land of enlightened and awakened ones. The great minds always does great things. The positive great mind definitely do good and positive great things, and negative great minds do destructive big things. I'm sure we are gathered here having the galaxy of great minds, the positive great minds, hoping for positive contribution to this symposium, International Symposium on scholarship for studying Buddhism in India. When we talk about India, many people understand it's Bharat. So when we look from the point of view of ancient Indian wisdom, it is actually Arya Bhumi. That means the land of ancient nobles, the land of ancient wisdom. That is Bharat, where we have seen the great persons like the Buddha and many noble monks, Sariputra, Moggallana, Mahakashyapa, and many other awakened monks. they had their lives in India, the noble ones. Arya means the noble. Pughala means people, noble people. Arya Bhumi is the land where Arya Pughala, the noble people, develop and they reside. And it is obvious, India, the Bharat, Arya Bhumi is the Vishwa Guru in respect of spirituality. Whether we talk about the ancient wisdom in the Pali language or Pali system, or ancient wisdom of India in the Sanskrit tradition or Sanskrit language, or it is in Hindi or any other language in India, definitely India has the treasure of ancient wisdom where many people have dreams to come to India and study, learn Indian wisdom or ancient wisdom from India to transform the lives of people, individual people, the collective society, the nation, the world. In this context, we are having this scholarship fund symposium, international symposium on scholarship for studying Buddhism in India. The idea is to have a brainstorming discussion and session to find out the possibility of instituting a scholarship fund. As we know, there are so many people in the neighboring countries, especially in the Southeast Asian countries, who want to come and study in India. Venerable monks, nuns, lay people. Many of them come on their own. There are many people who want to study, intelligent, good people, good-hearted, elevated people, but they have difficulties financially to come over and study in India. And IBIS always talk about collaboration, cooperation, working together. That is the motto of IBC, collective wisdom and united voice or united action. So here, in this symposium, I would request all the great minds to contribute your ideas and suggestions how this scholarship program can be made a reality and sustainable. This is a very important point. To make this scholarship program a reality, viable and sustainable. Here we are to discuss the students from outside India and students who are Indian students. That is two categories of students who might be given the scholarship. The number one category is the students who are from neighboring countries, they want to study in India. So this scholarship should be given to them, but we have to work out what will be the quantum of this scholarship, how to be given, for which courses, for how many years, that need to be worked out. The second category of the scholarship that we are having in our mind is to be given to those students, good students from India to study Buddhism or Buddhist culture or Dhamma in other educational institutions or universities or monasteries outside India, like Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Taiwan, or whatever the other Buddhist countries, so that we can have people-to-people connection, bond with the land of the Buddha with our neighboring countries, where we can have exchanges and close collaboration. And to start with, this is how we thought we can initiate this scholarship program. And now the point is the fund. Where to get a fund to launch this scholarship program? Our idea is, after getting the input, the suggestions from the great minds in the symposium, we'll compile and submit to the government of India for the follow-up or the grants, whether it is to be one-time or sustainable grant that government of India may think about, number one. Number two, I'm aware that ICCI is having such scholarship programs for students from neighboring countries studying in India for different courses. But I'm not sure whether studying Buddhism in India is also included in that scheme. I'm not sure about that. If it is there, definitely we'll be hearing today from our DG ICCR. If not there, on behalf of everyone present here, the Buddhists from different countries, I would like to place our request to DG ICCR to include that scholarship to study Buddhism in India, so that at least we can have some other wider opening of this scope for studying Buddhism in India. And we also have appeal to our IBC members, philanthropic organizations, monasteries, Buddhist practitioners, whoever would like to be part of this initiative to support study Buddhism in India or outside India, in case of Indian students, so that we can have bigger and proper and sustainable scholarship program. So that has to come up in course of discussion and deliberation. Now, the point to be discussed and elaborated, I think, in this program, a few points as I have noted. So how many universities or academic institutions offer courses on Buddhism in India? That need to be worked out. Second, the course duration and fee structure for foreign students in those universities and institutions. That also need to be clear. Then third is how to institute or launch and further the scholarship program so that it can be sustained. So we have a strategy to develop. Then next is whether should we give a name to this scholarship fund or to this scholarship program, like whether it should be IBC scholarship fund or it should be some other name that we have to discuss. Then the beneficiaries, who will be the beneficiaries, whether only monks or nuns also, or laity also, or for all those who want to study Buddhism. And even studying Buddhism also, we need to have clarity what kind of courses or programs that will make it eligible for this scholarship, whether it is for certificate program or diploma program or bachelor program or master program or MPhil or PhD. This also need to be made clear. And also the amount or quantum of scholarship given, whether it is full, whatever expenditure is incurred by the student during the stay and the course, or a lump sum amount, that also need to be decided. Then the eligibility criteria. Who will be eligible for which kind of course? Whether academic background or monastic background or the course program structure, that also need to be made clear. The next is who will be the sanctioning authority or the monitoring authority. That also has to be worked out. And depending upon the quantum of fund, it has to be also decided what will be the number of scholarship can be given every year. Whether we'll have 50 or 100 every year, or what? It also has to be worked out. Then selection criteria. Eligibility as well as selection criteria. How is selection to go on, to start or to be there? Then once scholarship is given, for any reason, if these students having the scholarship benefit do not or do behave in different way, which goes against the interest of Buddhism or whatever, whether we should have any reason for discontinuing the scholarship, this also needs to be made clear. Once you give scholarship, it doesn't mean that he or she will be getting. If there's any reason for discontinuation, this point also needs to be made clear. And we also need to have some picture or idea when we are giving this scholarship, what result we expect from them. Is it only supporting for academic purpose, that they come and study here, after completion of the study, go back wherever you like, do whatever you like? Is it the case? Or do we have some expectation from them, as it is Buddhist scholarship to study Buddhism in India, after taking something, you should give back something also. That also need to be made clear. Like if we have some reasons, like after completion of study, you work for the purpose of Buddha Sasana, or community service, or Dhamma service, something like that. It can be included, I think, and there will be some tangible benefit of this scholarship. That's what I understand. Not much. To summarize, I feel the primary objective of this scholarship program, as I conceive, is for promotion of Buddha education, Buddha Shiksha, collaboration with Buddhist organizations, monasteries in India and neighboring countries, and to develop mutual support system, exchange programs, and people-to-people connection among Buddhist and like-minded people, and peace lovers between India and other neighboring countries. Definitely also for promotion and propagation of Buddha Dhamma has to be there. So, finally, to conclude, it is Siksha, means education and training, Diksha or Dhammaduta, Dhamma service, and Seva, that means community service. These three things, I think, should summarize our vision of this program, if at all. That's my understanding. And this scholarship program should go with the spirit that Buddha has asked his disciple, with the words, that admonition, Charatha bhikkhava charikam bhojana hitaya bhojana sukhaya lokana by Deva Manasana. That means these scholarship holders, getting this benefit of the scholarship, should keep this thing in the mind, that I am taking this scholarship not for enjoyment or only completing my course, but what Buddha has asked to do for the welfare and benefit of the many. It should be in the back of my mind. After completion or during the study, I'll be doing something to contribute in this line. The spirit of this Charatha bhikkhava charikam should be there. That's what my understanding. Thank you so much. Welcome to your conference.